Hey everyone, welcome to Adeslhoven. We're here for a special stream, something a little bit different. Well, special's probably a bit overcomplicated. I've been running a video series here on Adeslhoven for a while, and in terms of the sequence, we pick up play episode 24, so we've been going a couple of years, and what I thought was I just paused the video series because I'm running also a video series on Griffin, and I just started a new one on Silver Run Forest, and it struck me that those two series that I'm really quite enjoying. I'm keen to do 2 episodes a week, and I'm just wondering how I was going to keep playing Adeslhoven, which is a map I really quite enjoy, and a farm set up here that was just starting to get to an interesting stage. So what I thought might be an interesting idea was, it's been a week since the last episode, and I did promise in the last episode that I would keep going at one a week, is that I'd put this out as a stream, and I'm doing the stream at a different time than when I normally stream. So it's in the Australian evening, it's Monday evening here, and if people want to pick it up as a and skip through and keep up with how things are going on Adeslhoven, will provide that opportunity. Now, did that fill up the sheet there? If not, if they want to watch it as a stream, they can too. I'm really not sure what sort of audience, if ever any, I'll get here in Australia, but I thought I can do it as a bit of an experiment and see what happens. I would normally spend at least 2 hours recording and getting ready to record and recording the episode. So in that respect, you know, it's not time that I wouldn't otherwise spend. The difference is if people like this option and viewing it this way, I'm not doing the editing and the upload process. So it's just sort of put it in the experimental mode, but also having a bit of fun with keeping Adeslhoven going. So if you're not familiar with Adeslhoven, you haven't seen it before, we've developed this yard in town. We've got a few sheep over here that we're running, just 40 or so. And we've recently put down some pigs. We've got about 36 of those. They're in reasonable shape. We have these open air gardens. This one produces sunflowers, which feed our little production over there, make sunflower oil. And we have this little potato production, which provides some premium potatoes and French fries for our market stall. We've got a greenhouse which provides a range of produce which we sell generally at the market stall, and we have a field which we harvested to produce potatoes. Now this potato production produces pig food as a byproduct, so that's how we're feeding our pigs. And our potato field we've planted, and well, in fact we upgraded the field, and originally it was the field where the pigs are, and that was did the first season and kept our production busy. We've doubled the size of the field, and the hope is if we can build up a little cash, we can put in another potato production when we've got some more potatoes for it. So we're really just starting to get established on this map. As I say, it's in our second year. Because we've just come into June, a couple of interesting contracts popped up, so we've picked those up and we'll have a look at those in just a second when we just get these water duties out of the way. One of them's a pretty large field, and then we borrowed the contract, the equipment on the other field, and it could take us quite a while to work through those contracts. So we'll just have to play it by ear. If we get another small one come up, we might borrow the equipment for that as well. We'll just see how we go in a second. And that'll give us something to work through now. There we go. We can fill the pigs up here so that they've got plenty of water. That's a little bit strange. I didn't think the pigs took that much water, so they didn't. We missed the water for the pigs. So we'll go back and get one more. I was in the trigger for the open air garden by the looks. That's one interesting thing, doing a stream versus a video. Would have been an editing opportunity. It would have done it the same way round, just would have probably left that step out, as I wouldn't have wanted it. The three slots or the three trips to be shown in the video. Given it's this time on a Monday evening, so early Monday morning in the UK and US, or not expecting necessarily much, if anything, of an audience. But you never know, somebody might drop in. Let's see. Let's see if we can jiggle this around and find this trigger a little more effectively. That's still in. Maybe I've got to do it from the other end. Might be the trick. Let's go the other way. So this field here was where the potatoes were in the first harvest season, if you haven't seen this episode. Is that going to go? Yes, that looks like it did the trick. Now we can put the rest of it in the open air garden. So that's all done. The other thing that I thought I'd do, which is a bit different to other streams, is generally on a stream, depending on what I'm doing, I slow the time down, but on this occasion I'm going to run time at or around the same time I would normally do for a video, which should mean that we'll progress faster. So in a 2-hour stream we should get at least one game day completed, so that should help a little bit. So let's head round to the store. I think that's all of the chores I can think of there that need attending to. First thing, let's head round to the store and see what equipment we've got. And get started on this big contract. So field 6, field 29 is right beside us here on the right hand side, and field 6 is right here on the left. So they're the two contract fields, and we've borrowed the equipment from field 29. So that was the other reason I took them. It was very convenient in terms of access to the store and the equipment. So let's get our John Deere out without tapping that car. I'm sure the owner of the red van doesn't want us in his side door there. Oops. Nice little Kubota M6 for our cartage. That'll be one thing we'll probably be a little bit short on, is cartage capacity. But we'll see how we go. We can get the headlands, but we can potentially, we could easily put horseplay on, but this is not a particularly large harvester, and so we're going to spend all our time getting in and out anyway for cartage, so it might be just as easy to just cut a couple of headlands ourselves and then run a worker. Also, as you can see here, one of the challenges on this series is we played from a start from scratch and on hard economy, so we've got limited funds, so we don't want to be chewing it all up using workers if we can avoid it. So we'll do a little bit of harvesting today and see where we to. If we just check in with the actual contracts themselves, so there's a good 23 odd thousand that we'll make here, which is a big slab of funds for us. All the screens are showing pretty well. Like someone popped in for just a minute and then popped out. So happy for anyone that wants to lurk. It's all fine. If you've got time and access to a keyboard, drop a message in chat and say hi. Love to see you. Hey Dad, how are you? Welcome along. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you are well this day. What part of the world are you joining us from? I don't know if you've seen the video series I've had running on this map. I'm picking up where normally I would be making episode 24, and so we're just doing a couple of harvest contracts that'll probably take most of our stream this evening. We might pop over and do a couple of other things. We've got a field of our own with some grass. Well, I'm in Melbourne, so it's great to have you along. If you're not familiar with Adeslhoven, I find this a really good fun map. I played a lot of hours in it early on when it came out. Particularly like the fact that the map maker had placed olive fields and grape orchards in this series. I haven't taken any advantage of those, but you never know, down the track we might get there. We actually started out with just a lawnmower, ride-on mower as it turns out, and start from scratch, which is whoops, wasn't watching the size of the tank. Let's just pop over and get some cartage. Are you familiar with the map? This field we're doing is quite large for the equipment that we've borrowed, so it could take a little while. There's a couple of smaller fields that I'm hoping harvests will come up on so that we can potentially borrow some more equipment and get another harvester running on this field. That's my hope. Last time I looked, there wasn't any. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to sing out. There. Okay. And what we might set up is, what are you going to be? You're about a 6 meters over, so I reckon 5 up, and I'm just setting up follow me so that if I take off again in the harvester with any luck, we can get our carter there without driving into the side of the harvester. What are you doing? Spot. Okay, you can find a path to that route now. Now, I'm thinking that 1 more meter over would be a good idea. Maybe 6.5. That's no problem, mate. You can first and foremost, nobody's going to judge your spelling here. That position looks where? How's he going to go? needs to drop back. No, that offset's too far back. Just a little bit of trial and error with follow me to try and get the vehicle in the right position. Let's see how that goes. That looks pretty good. That's in the middle. Because what that means, if we do it on the long side, then when I come back around, well, hopefully by the end of this row, we'll be just about to filled the trailer. I can finish the headland across the bottom, and then we can work this side in the future. But I'm happy to have any audience in any capacity, Peter, so glad you could have the time to hop in and have a look. That's working fairly well. We'll stop him at the end of the road. We need to check where this load needs to be delivered to anyway, so he's going to run into the tree, so pause in there. We'll come back and get that when we've filled up again. So, if you haven't seen the earlier episodes and at some point you wanted to catch up, then there's a playlist for the 23 episodes which sort of led to this point on the map. We jump out for a sec. So there's no more contracts. These are the two we're working on. Just have a look at the map. I can zoom out. So we're doing the harvest on this field. We've got another one to do on this field. So this is quite large. I can't remember the actual acreage. It's not coming up for the minute. Our yard is in town here. And we've got potatoes in this field, up field 10, which aren't ready for harvest, but we've got a grass field here in 22 that we'll need to cut a bit later on. So that's the plan, roughly, is get the cash in from these harvests as quickly as we can, and towards the end of the day, if it takes longer than a day, we'll cut the grass on that field. We need the grass collected to put in our fermenting silo to make some silage, which will also be for sale. And that's the plan. Right now we're 5% done, which too bad. We're going halfway full. we might do as we come down the other side, we have got GPS on this tractor, so we might set that up on the other side, make it a little bit easier to do the lands. You can see we've almost completed our first lap of the field. In addition to the video series we do here, I've got 2 other video series that I work on. One set on Griffin, Indiana, which is a lot of fun. Kevin and Jocelyn are building up a cattle ranch there. There's a little bit of a backstory, probably 20 episodes into that series. And series I started last week, which came out with the Platinum Edition. Jake and Paige are building a farm on Silver Run Forest, so not much of a fan of logging. It's okay in small doses, but it's not something I want to be doing all the time, and I think there's tremendous opportunity on Silver Run Forest, despite it being quite heavily forested, to run a farm up there, so that's what they're doing. And so far, just about did it again. The second episode of that series has been really successful. So that's quite pleasing. Lots of people seem to be clicking on it and having a look, so that's always nice. Pretty map. I do like the pre-done olive and great areas that are nicely set out, and they add a lot to the map. So let's go and check where we've got to deliver this to. I'll just top off the, I'm not sure it'll take much more, excuse me, much more crop in here, so I'll just see if we can get any out. That full? No, I just pulled out of the trigger. Hack it up. Rightio. So what have we got here? Where are we delivering? The crop on field 6 is going to the market. Oh, not the most realistic sell point of all time, but it's going to the market stall set up at our yard. So if you haven't seen our yard, we'll duck around there and empty this off. Get a sense of how many of these we're going to need to deliver the contract, and whether or not it's going to allow us to deliver against field 6 before it delivers against field 29. I think they're both going to the same spot. spot is right in here. Hopefully I can drive through. This is our little farmyard. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you. Why did it do that? Oh, did it hit the tree? It hasn't. Oh, I'm delivering to the wrong spot. I put it into our production, not in the store. That was a bit of a dumb move. Let's try putting it in here. Hopefully that won't compromise us too much. Okay, 1%. That wasn't very helpful. Doesn't help when you deliver 3/4 of the trailer load to the wrong point. But at least we know it's crediting the field to the field we're removing the crop off to the field that we want, so okay, let's leave you up here for the second and run back to the, we might tab back, put the pipe in. And away we go. Beautiful looking golden field. We'd be happier if we owned it. Okay, now we've still got 80%, so we'll do our little follow me trick when we turn the corner. Get another taggle on empty as we go across here. All we need to do is line him up approximately and he'll sort it out, hopefully. Remember the instructions from last time. There you go. He's on the line. Lovely. Just like a plan. Hey, Jason, how's things? Welcome along, mate. Bit of a different surprise. I am still planning on streaming tomorrow for the normal Newland stream, but this was an experiment I thought I'd run for how to deal with Adeslhoven. So we're on Adeslhoven, and it occurred to me that doing the stream, even if it wasn't convenient for people, would eventually be similar to doing a video, certainly in terms of setup and recording. And if I run the stream at the same gameplay piece that I would normally do in a video, maybe the audience would like that as well. So that's what I'm doing. And I was perfectly prepared for the fact that there'd be nobody watching. We'll just turn follow me off here. Given that it's 8 o'clock on a Monday night here in Australia. Oh, let's try it. Did he stop? Yes, he stopped. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I haven't, certainly don't read into this that this is the permanent time slot. I haven't made any decision. I literally only had the idea in the middle of the day, actually, while I was watching Scott's stream, and I thought, oh gee, I wanted to get another episode of Griffin done, which I've done this afternoon. That's currently uploading, and then I'm conscious that I want to get a third episode out for Silver, and I thought, when am I going to be able to do the Adeslhoven one I promised? And then I thought, oh, I wonder if I just streamed it instead, how that would go over. So that's what we're doing, and we're here in June. We have picked up a couple of big contracts. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was this. I saw a video from Disturbed early on. No. That's the feature that I would like. The ability to cancel a follower would be just perfect. I suspect it's got something to do with how the AI logic works. That's an issue. But yes, the ability to not only cancel but also to call it, so to be able to say, hey, follow a tractor down there, come back and resume your position and give me an empty. Those two things would be ideal, but I don't know how to do it without getting in the vehicle. However, it's learning how to do those two things has made it so much more interesting, and to the point where I kind of use follow me and course play about the same, and on smaller fields I actually find follow me sometimes is more useful. We'll just keep going up here. I'm gonna just keep doing headlands on here for the minute because I think it's a little bit easier. Doesn't hurt to have 3 headlands. Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. But on some maps I've found, and Silver Run's a good example at the minute, auto drive isn't the most reliable animal in the pasture. So I have had mixed experiences getting an auto drive unload point. The other thing is, on smaller fields you tend to have less fields, like if there's stuff built up to the edges, less field to work with, and that unload course option works really well on the bigger fields. So it's like anything in the game, there's lots of different ways to do things. We're about to fill up here, so let's go back and get our trail vehicle. Managed to not overfill and drive into the crop on this one. Oh, struggling the M6. Get up and running. So this is rather a large field for the size equipment we've got here. We could really do with another trailer to make this a bit more efficient. But I just thought it, and where we're at financially and generally with our playthrough here, the $21,000 for this contract was a bit too much to pass up. Ooh, that 20,000 for that half pipe would be kind of handy. Never mind. Yeah, big and square is absolutely perfect for course play and auto drive. And, you know, I've watched many hours of Argsy and FSG demonstrating, and others, but those two in particular demonstrating that to great effect. So we'll just take as much as we can get out of here. And then what we might do is just set you on the normal worker when you're filled up, while we go and unload. Are you watching from work, Jason? Because your work day must be just about commenced. Goodness me, it's struggling with a full load up there. Might be better off putting the ute on this vehicle, on this trailer. And Peter will attest, screwed up on the first delivery. I managed to deliver half the trailer to the potato production instead of to the market stall, so we've now got a full load of barley, which means we'll ultimately have to make a bunch of pig food out of our potato production, because I don't think I've got another way to get the barley back out of that. So this will be the first proper delivery. Oh yes, the multinational time zone challenges. The 2 years I lived in India, when most of the businesses I supported were in North America, I reckon it just felt like the days were endless, because offset time zones, you know, you work your normal day and then you work their day. That timing's going to work out quite nicely. When do you move to Brizzy? Okay, 8%, that's a better. So we're going to have to do about another 9 of these, I'd reckon. 9 or 10. Just going to take a little while. Probably get our trailer and at least we'll see, but I don't really want to run the workers. It'll chew up too much cash. Let's see if it's not far to cart across here, so this might be a good compromise. Where's he up to, I wonder? Eight. And he's full. Is he full with access from the field, or probably not? We got to back him out. Well, you'll be hoping that the water recedes a little to make that long drive a bit easier. My daughter and her partner are due to drive down in a couple of weeks, and they've got a couple of places booked. But from the sounds of it, it's still pretty ugly in parts of southwestern New South Wales. Let's take you off for worker. Rightio. Any more contracts is the question. Oh, field 5. And it's another barley contract. We'll borrow the equipment. That'll help. Even if it is a weenie harvester. Field 5's over there behind us. I didn't notice where it was delivering to. There's no trains, so I don't have to worry about that. That must be terribly difficult and very stressful, I would have thought. Any sort of weather watch is never a pleasant experience. So now that we've got a little bit more equipment, sort of figure working crossways just because of the size of the field and the size of the equipment's better strategy here. We'll pop you on. Now, what have we got up here? Rostel mash. And a couple of dinkies. Well, we can do with the Rostel mash, I think. And then we'll put I think we'll put our ute on those two trailers, because I think it's got more horsepower. But we'll get the Rostel mash working up this side. And as long as I keep an eye on when it's stopped, we shouldn't use an excessive amount of AI intervention. Really are slow thinker today. It'd be nice to put a header on the front, wouldn't it? I'm thinking, why won't it turn on? Thankfully we're close to the store. I even looked at the header. Just wasn't paying enough attention. Yes. Unfortunately, I got there before I saw your message, Jason. But never mind. We are sorted now and we can get underway. And then we can duck over and empty the other one. You can toddle off there. We won't set you up. We want to get you sorted. Full grain tank, perfect timing. We won't get the full tank. We got a fair amount of it in here, won't we? And what'll be interesting is, will you deliver on a worker? Let's find out. Create job. Deliver to no market stall. Loading position will take here. Looping. Start job. Maybe you will. You're getting set to turn around. We don't want you. We want... Oh, terrific. My mouse is... Did I press that button? Yeah, I did. Yes. Okay. Let's see if we can get these trailers connected without tying ourselves in knots. Now going to be difficult, aren't you? Got enough space there? Probably don't. I want you that way. Not gonna get you on from here. Nothing to see here, folks. Now, where is our friendly Rostel mesh? And turn around without running into anything. There we go. And so we're making the field shorter and narrower. It always works well for me. Pipe out. There you go. That's going all right. Blocked by an object. So you got stuck turning around. That's no great surprise. I've just about got you empty, I suspect. Beautiful. That'll do. What okay, I give up. How did you do that? It's on the road. How on earth did you get into that position? That'll be worth a screenshot later. I'm sure I just cancelled you. Up. There we go. Nah, absolutely couldn't. Come on. I have no idea how wide open section like that it managed to get itself into that position, but probably doesn't matter. The only thing is we weren't watching when it occurred. %. Right. Let's get back round. It'll be time to empty out the John Deere again. Well, so no, but I know I've run into that stand with vehicles before, so there must be just some odd ones, but it's just the fact that the AI tried to turn there. Even it's like I can understand it deciding that it was on the wrong side of the road, but interestingly it wasn't. See, it had arrived at that point without actually unloading. Well, it's driven, it hasn't finished driving through because it was on the correct side of the road to unload. That's why I thought it should be safe. Clearly I was wrong. I swear that some of the little tweaks that they made have affected the AI's ability to traverse maps, and not necessarily in a good way, with the Platinum Edition patch. I have not been able to get auto drive to work very well. Yeah, that could be true. Could be true. Could have just taken the big dive. I still don't understand, though, why it was on the wrong side of the road in order to get in that position. It should have just driven straight through and unloaded. It would have made more sense to me if it was empty. Because then it's kind of tried to turn around at the spot. Yes, it does. On Silver Run, you know, I would have thought that it'd be well tuned to the AI, and particularly given the amount of railroad they've put on the map. But oh dear, you know, whilst those tracks are great, whoops, just hang on, got to avoid a collision. Put me in the vehicle. Averted disaster. Oh, no, it gave up. Decided because I took it, because I took his little patch he was about to cut, that he's finished. Okay. Turn you on. I'll do a few more rows and then you can start working on the other side. Nearly full grain tank. Yeah, we'll take you out of here. We will take you out of this one. At least they were working. I'll take that as a positive. We're getting the crop off it. Somewhere in the order of a quarter of the job done, so that's not going too badly. And what are we? 1 o'clock. I'll pause the harvesting shortly because I want to get the grass off the grass fields before the end of the day and we roll into June. But it's no biggie if these contracts extend into July. I am playing till, there we go, that's that one full, 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard, which is now currently just gone 8:30. So, because this is one of my video series, I don't have a clock on the main screen and it prints a little way away, but it's just gone 8:30. Another 55 minutes or so, particularly given as I'm be up at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning streaming again on Newlands. I don't want to get too carried away with this streaming business. Welcome along to, I think we've got another, well, we've got a lurker there. Feel free to say hi in chat, or if you've got any questions or comments. Certainly glad to have you along. Thanks for joining us. Right. So you should be able to just drop your load in here. Where's the fill point gone? Hello. That's very interesting. There it is. Yeah, it could do. I actually quite like the editing, and I'm enjoying learning about the editing. So that's the first thing. But also I do different things, and it helps me think about the game in different ways. So I'm probably less comfortable streaming than I am editing. It kind of, you feel like I'm more in control when you're recording to edit, albeit some days it just won't go right. That most recent, so the episode 2 for Silver Run, God, I recorded that 3 shots of recording that, which is unusual of recent times. I've gotten a lot better at my recording, but I just couldn't get the flow right. However, I must have got something a little bit right, because in its first 30 odd hours it's had 500 views, which is easily the best of any video that I've released. So it was a very pleasant surprise. Now, where are we? You wanting an unload down there, I suspect. So we'll go and get you. Let's back out of there. Nope. Queue up. Right, yo, time for a drink. Super hard stuff, glass of water. Wet the whistle. OBS is happy, so YouTube's still talking to us. Welcome to whoever just joined us. Glad to have you along. Feel free to jump into chat and say hi. Always interested to know where people are from, what they're up to. They're having a good time. If you're not familiar, this is Adeslhoven, and we're doing a couple of contracts at the minute. We started this map as a start from scratch on hard mode. 23 episodes away. Oh, Mark Hazelwhite. Welcome along, sir. Great to see you. This is a bit of an unusual occurrence for me, obviously streaming on a Monday night, but it's a bit of an experiment with my Adeslhoven series. So this is officially episode 24. For those that are in the chat, I might send you up there, I think. This is the Adeslhoven map, if you're not familiar with it. We started out with a mower and built a yard, and we've got some sheep and pigs in town. We've got some potatoes planted in field 10. We're currently doing contract on this big field because we really want the cash, and this one here. And we've also just picked up a second harvester from the contract from this field, and we've got a grass field that we're going to head across and cut in just a little while. But right now we're playing chase the harvester. No, well, I'm not. Well, that's streaming and driving. That's kind of like watching TV, I must say. They made them a lot out of a clip of a guy here locally riding across, I don't know if you know any Melbourne landmarks, the Anzac Bridge sort of skirts the edge of town and crosses the Yarra and the Old Harbour. Well, he was trundling across there on his little motorbike, both hands off the wheel, holding his phone, off the handlebars, holding his, it's a 80k zone on the freeway, holding his phone, texting, wondering why he was a little bit unstable. Some people just have no idea. So anyway, the local traffic authorities are trying to use it as part of a set of clips to show that they really would prefer people stop doing super stupid things. Yeah, are we going to fill up? We are indeed. Oh, just about. Rest when you move forward a little bit. So another 560 as a full grain tent. We did that. We're full. Let's go on empty. Welcome along. I think we got another entrance. Great to see you here this evening. Thanks for joining us. All welcome in the chat. Got any questions? You want to know what we're up to, where we're up to? We're on Adeslhoven, map that's been around for quite a while. Did get a little update recently, but I haven't updated it because it's 23 episodes into this video series. So and I decided that for number 24 we might just have a go with the stream and see how that progresses, see if people like that. And it's a good opportunity to do a larger contract and get a little bit of cash. We're playing on hard mode with or hard economy. It's not really hard mode, hard economy, and it was a start from scratch episode. We started out with a mower, not much else. Unload that. Let's see how we're going. I have kept the game clock running at 6 times, which is about the speed I normally video. 29% transported, so we're about a third of the way there. It is a big field. But in just a short little while, we'll go and get the mower sorted. We'll pause our harvesting operations because I want to get the grass off our grass field and into our fermenting silo. And in fact, I've got to be a little bit careful because if we might have to finish the contract actually. This could be tricky financially because we need to lease another forage wagon in order to be able to pick our grass up. You're going all right over there. Where's our harvester on the other side? Zip across this way. Didn't quite make it all the way up the field. Okay. Oh, yes, you did. You made it up and turned around. So That means this side is now short enough. And we can... You'll get stuck in the middle of the next row by the looks. Well, let's go and use the ute to unload you. Then we can... just try and keep these high-powered, high-paid harvester drivers moving. Pretty sure the front one's almost full. It is full, there we go. Just follow that draw cloth. Just about fill you up, I reckon. Yep. If there are any questions from chat, feel free to ping out. If I don't know, if somebody else in the chat may. There we go, 2 full rails. We'll go and empty this guy off. Which side is the unload on these? I don't know. It annoys me that it doesn't show me. I want tip side right. But I do not have the mod that tells me, and it's not coming up in the help menu. So I just have to... let's try the trailer. It's you. Yeah, I know it can tip either side. I just can't figure out what it's set to. Yeah, I've selected the trailer. It's the second one. And start overloading. This will tell me what it is. It's rear tip. Okay. It's not a big deal. That doesn't tell me. If I tip twice, that get me right side? Let's find out. No, that gives me left side. Okay. So I need to pull up a little further out so that it'll select. It'll only show the setting on the correct side of the trailer, but that's all right. We got them both done. 34% trans. Oh, we're now. No, 34% transported. Okay, cool. Let's go and pick the other one up. If you're watching and wondering why we're not running more automation, we're a bit tight for cash. So we're trying to get away with what we can afford. Where's the other tractor? Is it over here? It is. Yeah, it'd be nice to figure out how to tell some mods that you don't want their keys in the menu. It's a bit like, and I may not have set it on here, but normally I have the setting for auto drive, so its options don't show. I might have to check that in a minute, actually, because that can be a problem. Or is it Courseplay's got the setting where you can tell it you don't want it in the menu? Okie dokie, get you back going. Try not to get run over by the harvester. Let's just try menu off. If I look at settings, environmental feeding, color assignment, no. Look ahead, maximum auto connect, driver's wages, not on there. Display help. No, it's the one I want, I think. There we go. Now I got tip side. We solved it. So there you go. For people, if you finding that auto drive is hogging your menu slots, you've got to turn off the menu entries for auto drive, and that'll give you a couple of extra ones back. And we'll go on empty again, and it'll probably be time to do the other one where $3,221. Just trying to think. I want to lease, say, a forage wagon, but I don't want to lease the same one we had before. I'd like to go up a size if I could. But that's going to cost more money, which we will have once we get the contract finished, but we're not going to finish the contract today, so I guess the question is, how badly do we need to get the grass in the fermenting silo? We've got a couple of $100 worth of potatoes there if we get close. Let's have a look. Here, forage wagons. This was the one I wanted, I think. 2, 3, 4, 6. I can still afford that. Can we go up a size from there? No, they're all really expensive. You. No. That'll be the one we'll get if we get a chance. We we had the pot in one of the potager ones before, and I was trying to move up a fraction from there. I was hoping also that after we've got these contracts done that we'll have some money left and put down some bees to help pollinate our potatoes. Every little bit counts. Now where's our, he's at the other end. We're full again on the other side by the looks. Both full. Okay. Too much faffing about by the delivery driver. While that's unloading, we will duck across and the worker out of there. This guy will be empty in just a second. Field's looking a bit more manageable in terms of size. Right. And around we go. I think what we are going to do is stay with plan A, which is to pause these, not to run into the cottage vehicle. We might pause after this load, so I won't restart the John Deere. Just take this load and empty it, and we'll shift our focus to the grass field, and we'll get the grass cut and sorted off there. It's not very large, and that just then provides another source of income for next time. Because ultimately we're saving to add another field. We've got to lease our which way is he going? He's going up there. We've got to lease our harvest equipment for the potato field, which won't be very expensive. We're just using the same cheap and cheerful equipment that worked so well for us last year. It'll take a fraction longer because it's a little bit it's twice the size field, but it worked really well. So we'll do that. And we're trying to save for the potato production. So sort of getting close to all of these things. Are we going to make it up there before he turns? I don't think we will. Come on, I think I can. We just need to get him. No, we didn't. Never mind. We'll stop him at this end anyway. Not to run into the... Not to run into the crop. Don't know if any of you have seen Argsy and FSG's proposed logging league. What you think of it? I thought it, well, I watched the original container race, which I think was the real prompt for the idea, and that was, I must say, that was a lot of fun to watch, so it didn't surprise me at all to see them put the promo together, and it could be a bit of fun. Certainly think with the combination of them commentating and some of the teams that might give it a go, there could be some good entertainment in there. Right, so we'll drop this one off and pick up our tractor. Will that be enough to get us to 50%? Probably not. %, transported, okay. So if you haven't seen our farm, this is the yard that we've been developing. It's coming along quite nicely. Oops, wrong vehicle. Could use a little ride on, but I don't want to take... Oh, goodness me. What's happening here? What is... That was bizarre. Some strange key binding opportunities there. So let's... just take the mowers. We don't have a front mower. That's also on the shopping list for the future. And if you saw the video the last time I mowed this field, we messed around with Follow Me picking up the bit that the rear mowers miss, and that seemed to sort of work all right. It was a little bit fiddly. I'd like to try that out again on a larger field. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, I thought, and just entertaining to, I mean, you can see what the contest is, you can tell how it's going. Sort of there's, you know, big equipment moving, but it's all happening in a close area, so oops, let's try unfolding. So this is our little grass field here. It's finally actually grown, which is nice. The So we're going to have to do a couple of passes just to get it sorted with the gap in the mowers, but it won't take long. As you can see, it's not particularly large. That's what we're going to try right now. That's exactly what the plan was. The last time I tried it, I actually used the ride-on mower on Follow Me, which worked moderately well. Wasn't perfect, but it was okay. But it's kind of one of those classic things. If there's too many turns in the fields, whatever you do, you end up with a less than ideal situation. Try not to mow the adjacent farmer's crop. And I am hopeful by the time we next get to doing this, we'll have been able to afford the front mower. That's the plan. It was just at the point these rear mowers came up in the sale, they were one of those things that you couldn't say no to. They were just too cheap. Alright, let's see here. So if we turn... Oops, didn't do that very well. So Jason's suggesting leapfrog, just like something like that, which I've seen worse. Sort of like a 3 for 2 deal. This won't take long. Now we're doing 2,900, so that's enough to lease the forage wagon I was looking at. So we'll back across and pick that up. Actually, we'll do it the other way around. Come on. A lot more grass on here than when we cut it before Christmas, so that's nice to see. Whoops, that's not my field. Luckily, because I would have wiped out all that crop. Yeah, so that's overlapping a reasonable amount. And definitely faster than doing it with the ride-on mower. Because that's only 2.5 meters. Where are we up to? Perfect. 3 more trips, maybe. plan here when we can afford it is to buy that field next door. And ultimately, all these fields here on this side of the roadway can be combined. We're just a little ways off being able to do that. I do like this map, it's pretty. Just a shame I had to turn the traffic off because this crossroads in the centre of town is unnavigable with traffic turned on. It just becomes a nightmare. Whoops. That wasn't very good. Failing to turn the wheel fast enough. Just won't. Well, we've got to go back up and down anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I suspect we won't get that strip. Just not quite. That's all right. Not bad for a Monday night. Can't complain. Let's do those two little bits there. How did I miss that? Make everybody dizzy. Get both those strips in the one pass. Can I? Ooh. Yeah, not quite. Let's go back and pick up the WinRAR so that we can pop that on the front of the tractor for the foraging. Nope, we clicked over another hour of. Now I've got a problem. We clicked over another hour of tractor usage, which means we're down to $867. That's a bugger. I wonder what the sell price for sunflower oil is. Because probably if we sell some of that at our stall, we will get enough. I'll have a look in just a second. Righty-ho. These back here. Turn you off. Let's have a look. Time saving stock check. Sunflower oil is not a pretty price. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, where is it gone? Yeah, if I finish the small harvest contract, I'll lose the second harvester. So that's the reason I'm resisting doing that. One sale of one pallet will give us enough. We'll sell the potatoes and see. No, well, the potatoes won't be enough, but we'll move these into our production because we're here. So we're just going to sell that. It's a sign. A loose one that's sitting on the ground there. Here we go. Yeah, that gives us plenty. Now we'll just sell these because that was the purpose of putting the sell point in. Right. Produces that can wait till next time. Let's take you. At least we know now we won't kick over another hour. Back up, get the WinRAR. The productions at least are at a good point now where they are providing us some enough regular income to solve for little issues, and as our pigs and our sheep sort of pick up in profitability, that should only improve. Right. 3,000. We'll just grab this forage wagon. And go and pick this grass up. Interestingly, that will bring us pretty close to the end of the day, I think. We can roll over to see what the next day holds, and but that'll mean that playing on 6 times a 2-hour stream roughly constitutes an episode. So let's have a look here. We wanted to grab this guy. I think we do want a silage additive tank, even though the silage additive is, I think, back at the ranch. We'll lease you for 24.48. And there we go. What's your current capacity? Silo compaction 39. That's smaller than I thought. It's not the one I was thinking of. Never mind. It's all we could really afford at the moment. So let's just find our way through the trees here. A bit of cross-country exploration. We'll find our way onto the back of our field. There we go. Yes, this there are a couple of, it's like so many maps, just a couple of little bugs that are annoying. That was one of, at least it's slightly further out than it used to be. When it first, now what have we got here? I have you on, but you not down. I need concentrate and turn you on. That's better. Let's see here. Okay, we're collecting grass. Wonderful. Thanks very much, Jason. Really appreciate you dropping by. Have a great rest of your day, and you never know, might see you at Newlands on the morrow. Well, on the morrow for me. So certainly appreciate you popping in. Thanks very much. Get that there. Get every bit of grass we can. And just sweep you around the corner. And again. Around the corner. Okay. Couple more laps of the field and we can, looks like we're going to fill this wagon, which is good. So that'll put a bit more cash in bank. Seriously, that's the weight limit. That's quite annoying. So even though it should hold 39,000 litres of silage, its weight limit of grass, rather, its weight limit's at 23, and I do have the weight limit turned on. That's deliberate. So, oh well, it's not too far back here. Down the upside is, if I've got some silage additive, we can pop that in while we're here. And it means we'll probably need to do 3 loads rather than 2. I do not have silage additive. Okay. I think. Let's have a look over there. What is that? No. That's fert and that's fert, so. Oh, I do have it sitting on the ground there. I think that's silage additive, is it not? It is. Will that go in there? Probably not until it's finished. There we go. So that'll get us 5% extra grass. When every little bit counts, it adds up after a while. That should all, there was only 11 litres in that container, so 10 of it'll go in there and leave me with 1. Oop. Back we go. That's the intersection. That's always troublesome if you turn traffic on, so the splines just aren't done well there. Let's put these down again. A little bit of water. Let's pick up, down, and turn you on. Clean that lot up. Right, so you'll probably need 2 more loads off here, I think. We can turn that off. Get that pile later, or at the end. Keep the turns gradual, not leave too many lumps on the corner. This one will be full before we get to the end by the looks. About where we got to last time. Sorry for the extra trips, folks. I was expecting to have slightly more capacity, and was the whole purpose in buying this or leasing this particular unit. I thought it would do better than the last one we had, but it seems to be much the same, which I guess is to be expected. It's a similar size. Oops. At least this time we won't need to fill up on, we can turn the fermenting silo on. So we want grass silage. We've got 27,000 litres. We can activate you. And I'm doubtful that we'll pick it all up in this load. We'll get close, but I think it'll be 2 more. Let's put you down. And head off again. Yeah, it'll definitely be 2 more. Might even be 3. People have to go, I certainly understand. But very much appreciated everybody's popping in today. It was great to see so many folks. Much more than I expected, so thank you. Got about almost halfway through the really big contract, and we're well set up to knock that one out next time. The smaller ones should be a bit easier, and once we've got a little bit more money we can make. There we go, we're full again. We can make a little better use of workers than we were able to do this time. Also the fact that we're down to the center part of the field. Oh, that's very kind of you, Peter. Certainly appreciate your support, and I hope you've enjoyed what we've covered today. Had a little bit of fun. Managed to see one vehicle get itself into an impossible position. A couple of silly mistakes by the operator. We don't worry about those too much. As long as we're having a good time, it's all that matters. Back onto there. Try and select the, whoops. That's, you're gonna, doesn't use very much mileage additive when you're doing sort of small runs like this. It does add up a little bit. And we're inching ever closer to, I'm certainly pleased we got the grass off this field because I think that's, not only does it provide some extra income for us, but it also the extra income is kind of a bonus insofar as cutting the field means we can get another cut off it in 3 months' time, so certainly before the end of the year. So turn everything on here, pick up down. So in terms of stream schedule for people that are interested, so my normal streaming times are Tuesday morning and Friday morning Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. Tuesday morning and Friday morning, and that's specifically aimed at people who like to watch from the UK, Europe and US. It seems to suit them really well. This stream, as I said at the outset, was an experiment which I think has gone pretty well for a first sort of go, and so I will probably continue it. So keep doing Adeslhoven as a stream, and I'll schedule it for the Australian evening, so probably the same time, 7:30 to 9:30. I'm just not sure what day of the week. I know for certain it won't be Wednesday. I wouldn't want to encroach on Argsy Gaming's time slot. So it won't be Wednesday, but we'll just have to stay tuned. If you've subscribed or you know where to find me, you'll get a message when I schedule them. How are we going here? Just not going to get it all in this load, so we're going to have one more. So we'll go up and get that tail of that bit. Alrighty-o. One more trip to the silo. Should empty off, and then we'll be done and dusted with the field. We'll know how much we finished with. What's happening here? No, I don't want that on. What's happened here? That seemed to... Oh, I see. Can't seem to collect. Let's try pulling that up. Getting dyslexic. Turning the wrong tool off. Wondering why the other one won't load or raise. Getting a bit tired. Always surprised how much concentration is required to stream and play at the same time. Rightio. Almost done. Let's go through our process one more time. Unfold the windrow. We won't put the pickup down on the forage wagon until we've gotten off the road. That's probably a good idea. V and B. B and B. And that should be enough to pick this lot up. Do a couple of sweeping turns. And that looks like close enough. We're not going to go around and scrape every inch of the field. I hope I'm not triggering anyone's OCD, leaving little tiny pieces there. I think, what have we got? I don't want that, I want that, and that, and that. And rightio. Well, thank you. Looks like 2 people have stayed till stumps. That's most appreciated. We're just going to pop this in the silo and see how much we ended up accumulating. And then we're going to pack it up. So we might turn in the other way so we're not leaving a vehicle poking out into the street. Let's see here. Empty that one out. 4,600. So we've made about 6,500 of silage already and got a little over 90,000 of grass. So that'll run till next time when our silage will be worth a few $1,000s. So that'll be great. But until then, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed our time here on Adeslhoven. Look, keep your eyes peeled for the next installment. It'll be coming along next week. Thanks for watching. See ya.